Before I begin this, I want to pretend that I have been appointed the interim Minister of Language for this country, which is the United States of America. And as the interim Minister of Language, I would like to call for a temporary moratorium on the use of the word actually, and an absolute ban and prohibition on the use of the word forever. These two words, poor things, are everywhere abused and misused, and simply corrupted, exploited, and beaten all out of shape until they no longer resemble themselves. In order to preserve them, what's left of them, that's right, think of them as endangered species, I will issue an order that no one may use them for a while, and in particular, if someone ignores this order and begins spouting off about forever, then they're going to have to put on a large dunce cap and go sit in a corner for a long time, like maybe forever. Now then, and this is still about language since it's about writing and reading, but I'm not the interim Minister of Language, not even pretend. And yet it now occurs to me, pretense aside, since I am a writer and a reader, I am, in effect, at least I hope to some effect, an unofficial interim Minister of Language, as you would also be if you write or read. The position is entirely voluntary. So it is in that capacity that I speak. The other day, while paddling about in one of the tiny lagoons of the vast internet, I heard a writer, and therefore a fellow unofficial interim Minister of Language, say something that stopped me and forced me to think. He said, very matter-of-factly, that writing is an escape from reality. Immediately, I did not agree. Maybe I'm quibbling. I think I know what he meant, but for me, for the most part, that isn't true. Writing isn't an escape from reality. Writing is an injection into reality, sometimes painful, sometimes a pleasure, always an adventure of some sort. But it's not an escape. It's more of a capture, for me anyway, and I am the one in the trap, and the trap, quite precisely, is reality, some feature of it. In this case, hearing someone say that writing is an escape from reality. That impels me not just to thought, but to expression, because I think the opposite is true. Again, I could be quibbling, splitting hairs. Someone could probably make the case either way with convincing validity. After some time, this person also said that reading has the potential for being a really deep experience of feeling less alone. He said this was all the more important for those individuals who might be some sort of misfit. But then I would argue that we are all misfits in some way. We might volunteer to serve as a minister of language, but our presence in this world is a command performance. No one asked to be here, and so we find ourselves misfit. Writing is contact, or the hope of contact. Writing is Voyager 2, I think it is, a disk in the payload of a rocket that we send into space in the hope that someday in the far future a sentient being might connect with it and see it as some kind of expression from another sentient being, an unofficial interim Minister of Language. The importance of writing, if it has any, comes in this contact. If this contact is made, it's like the opening of a circuit. Energy flows. Information in some form is transmitted. At the very root, I am. And once again, I don't see that as an escape from reality. It's one of the very fundaments of reality, that we exist independently, I am, and yet together, you are. That we are completely unalike and yet the same. Misfits all. What to make of this? In order to figure that out, we express ourselves, we write and we read, we make contact. It's a declaration and an invitation, communication, communion, a bringing together, language, tongue. We have intercourse, we pair up, it's very intimate. It's not an escape.